Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be solving LeetCode 1480, running sum of a 1D array. So we're given an array called nums, and they define the running sum of that array to be the running sum of the ith position is going to be the sum from the 0th index to the ith index of our initial array. So let's take a look at our example here. They give us an input array called nums with 1, 2, 3, 4, and the output is 1, 3, 6, 10. So 1 plus 2 is going to be 3, and then we're going to have 3 in this position, right? 3 and 3 is going to be 6, which is going to be in this position now, and then, yep, that's what we get here. And then we'll have 6 plus 4 is going to be 10. And here's an example down here as well. So how can we solve this? Well, we know we're going to have to use some sort of summation, right? We're going to have to keep track of that. So let's say our summation is going to be equal to, and it looks like, given these examples, they always start with the first number in the array. So we can start our summation at nums of 0. So what do we have to do? We have to loop through nums, and every time we run into a number, we need to add that to the summation and then change the element at this position, right? So say we start here, right? Because we're going to loop through in range 1 all the way to the end of the list, because we already know that our summation starts at the first index. So we'll loop from index 1 all the way to the end, and we'll say, hey, let's grab this element, add it on to this, and then whatever that value is, which happens to be 3, we're just going to replace this element at this index to be that value. So how can we do that? We're going to say for I in range length of our given input nums. What do we need to do? We need to update nums of I, whatever position we're already at, and let me change this from 1 to length of nums. What is this value going to be? This value is going to be nums of I plus whatever our current summation is, right? Like I said, we're going to have 2, and then we need to add on our summation and then just update our index to get this 3 value. So what do we have to do after that? Because we need to update our summation, right? If we just left it at 1, we'd move on to the next element in our list. We'd get 3 plus 1. That would equal 4, which we need 6 in this case. So we need to update our summation. What is that value going to be? Well, it is going to be nums of the ith position, which we just updated, right? So if our summation starts off at 1, right, then we update it to 3, we'll have 3 as our summation. We'll go through this loop again, and our next element we hit is going to be this 3. 3 and 3 is going to be 6, which is the next value in our output. So once we finish this loop, we can just return our original list nums, and that should give us our answer. So let's run this. Yep, we pass all 3 test cases. We'll submit. We pass. Okay, so let's get rid of the spacing here. So what is the runtime of this algorithm? Well, let's see here. We are looping through an n number of times, n minus 1 number of times of our array. So our time complexity is going to be O of n. Well, O of n minus 1. And our space complexity is going to be, we are just returning the original list, we're updating it, so our space complexity is going to be O of 1. And again, this could just simplify down to O of n, since we know that it's always going to be 1 less than the length of nums. Alright, that'll do it for LeetCode 1480, running sum of a 1D array.